This is going to be one of the weirdest things you've heard today. The ancient Sumerians are the oldest civilization known to man, and nobody knows where they came from. Now, when I say they're the oldest civilization known to man, this is what I mean. The ancient Egyptians had their own ancient Egyptians that they would study to try to learn more about. The Sumerians were ancient to those guys, to the ones that were ancient to the ancient Egyptians. That's how old these guys were. The oldest evidence, or the oldest estimation of when the ancient Sumerians were walking around, date back to about 1,000 years before the last woolly mammoth died off. This is where they were at. Southern Iraq, between Tigris and Euphrates rivers, Fertile River Crescent, whatever. The cradle of civilization, that's why it's called that. Now, whenever archaeologists first discovered the language, the writing of the ancient Sumerians, they didn't think it was real. And by that, I mean they didn't think it was an actual language. They thought it was some kind of code or shorthand or something of some kind. But luckily, they were able to translate it via translating languages like ancient Babylonian and the Akkadian language. And they also found a rock that conveniently had the same phrase translated 3 different times, and one of those things being in cuneiform. So whenever they were able to start reading the things these guys were writing about and really excavating these areas, they discovered, hey, these Sumerians are really smart. They know math and stuff. The whole reason why we have 60 seconds in a minute and 360 degrees in a circle is because of the ancient Sumerians. Right up here. Now, what do I mean when I say nobody knows where they came from? Well, because their language was so different than everybody else in the area, there's these weird theories about where they came from. One of those theories being, hey, did you know that during the Ice Age, the Persian Gulf was empty? The rivers, Tigris and Euphrates, combined right here before they empty into the Persian Gulf. They would have just kept going during the Ice Age, all the way through the Persian Gulf, emptying out here in what we call the Strait of Hormuz into the Gulf of Oman and the Indian Ocean. Now, whenever the glaciers and all that stuff started melting and the ocean started to get bigger and rising up, it started to flood the Persian Gulf. Now, there would have been people living all along this river here, all the way up through here. There would have been people. And some scientists estimate that it was the ocean was coming in, the shoreline was pushing in at a rate of about 60 meters per day. I'm going to try to put up a picture so you guys can see what it would have looked like. But 60 meters per day, that's pretty fast, but it's slow enough that you can get away, but fast enough that you got to get away right now, right? You got to keep moving. Now, if everything up here is desert and everything down here is desert and you're living along a river, you're just going to keep going upriver until you reach a point when the ocean isn't chasing you anymore. And that's exactly what happened. They settled up in here. Well, at least that's the theory. A lot of people don't believe this theory, but I think it's cool, so I wanted to tell you guys about it. I learned about all this stuff from Fall of Civilization.